let's talk about what about the CWNA. So I hope everyone understand if you want to collect the course content, right? The duration and definitely the structure, the fee structure. So what you have to do, you have to visit this site, right, sir? And if you want to see, in the whole courses on a single page, so you can click all, right, sir, all. But if you, because I have a list here because there might be 25 students already joined. Someone wants to move Microsoft, someone wants to do Cisco, someone wants to do security, right? And someone is interested in the VMware. So as per the interest, what you have to do, navigate your options and click on options like Oracle or Microsoft Dynamics, and you have the course content, duration, and the fee structures, right? You can also see the live chat box here. This is a Koenig solution. Hello there. Is there anything I can help you? Immediately, you will get response from right the concerned department, right? So this is so good information about the industry, and we have the branches, all over, India. We have a branches in Delhi. We have a branches in Goa. We have branches in Chennai. We have branch in Bangalore. We have branch in Shimla also. We have branch in Dubai also, right? So this is all about the Koenig solution. Where is the website? That is so 20. Oh, yeah. So I will personally welcome you guys in this webinar. The webinar belongs to the Wi-Fi, right?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, hello, hello, hello. I think someone wants to know something. Who is there? Actually, let's talk about the CWNA. First of all, I would like to show you some PPTs here. This is your CWNA. Right. Originally, this PPT, actually you are looking CWNP, but this whole PPT is about CWNA, which is Certified Wireless Network Administrator. Right, sir? This is. If anyone wants to go, because I already told you, sir, everyone, if you want to go on routing switching, you have an options, right? Standard Koenig solution, yes. If you want to go, if you want to be an expert, I can say in a security, I can say yes, you can do, right? Wireless is nowadays is very famous and very popular. The companies, the industries are looking for the wireless training. It's a cream course, I can say. It's a prime course, I can say. Every organization, railway sectors, I can say, universities, I can say, restaurants, I can say, five-star hotels, I can say, the metro stations, I can say, even a car, I can say, because everyone hire, Grab, Ola, Uber, everyone else assembled with the Wi-Fi technologies. A small industry, you can say, a moving industry, you can say, a construction site, you can say, everyone, everyone is actually configured with the wire. No one wants to pull a cable. If you take an example of the wireless, let's take an example of the warehouse where you keep your goods, right? Where you can see the large containers over there. No one wants to pull a cable in the large warehouses. Everyone wants to install an access point, right, for reachability, right? Warehouses, even if you go to the hospital, even the hospital is a Wi-Fi. A good hospital is actually a Wi-Fi, right? So someone is sending me one. So actually, this is so good information about. I hope everyone understand because you guys are also professionals. So you may encounter the Wi-Fi technologies on everyday life. Even you have a Wi-Fi, right? If you talk about the home router, everyone is accessing the wireless inside the home. Everyone has the internet access at the home, right? I'm accessing the Wi-Fi from my nearest access point. So I'm also enjoying the internet connectivity, which is and what is the advantages having a Wi-Fi? You can roam everywhere. Why the Wi-Fi introduced in this world, right? So everyone understand because for mobility, because of roaming functionalities. Because no one, let's take an example. Your boss is calling to you, right? and says, okay, can you please come in my cubes? I want to discuss something. Are you going to carry your desktop machine? No, because your desktop machine is connected with the cable, right? Ethernet cable. The standard is IEEE 802.3 standard. But nowadays it's very easy. It's very easy to carry everything with us. We have a smartphones. We have a Wi-Fi connectivity. We have a service provider. We can roam everywhere. I live in Delhi. If I want to go Gurgaon, I will. If I want to go Haryana, I will. If I want to go, I need a smart device on my pocket that I'm able to do anything. Right? I'm able to write an email. I'm able to read an email. I'm able to watch YouTube videos. I'm able to watch webinar also on a moving car. Right, so on a moving card, trust me, if there is a reachability, definitely I'm able to watch the webinar. If I want to conduct a training, let's say the training related to CCNA routing and switching, and you are traveling on your car, let's say you want to attend this training, definitely you will attend. Right, so seamless, I can say, are connected. So mobility and roaming is very famous in Wi-Fi. You can roam everywhere. Right, so if I want to go Dubai, let's say, using my cell phone, definitely my cell phone will work over there because of roaming functionalities, right? So what is the agenda of this? This is the basic course, to be very honest. The first thing I would like to tell you, this is the basic course. The basic means this course is going to tell you about wireless fundamental, right? Wireless fundamental only, because we have some other courses also. If you see here, so we have CWNP, CWTS also. You can see here, CW, follow my mouse now, I would like to show you here. They have lots of courses which is related to the wireless. If you think about, if you take this one, right, give me a time, right. If you talk about CWAP, if you talk about CWSP, CWNA, CWT, CWS, CWNP, lots of courses related to the, right, this organization, which is known as Certified Wireless Network, right, Administrator. We have the code here, right? Actually, we are discussing about CWNA 107. The earlier version was CWNA 106, right? Which had approximately 19 lessons. 19 lessons, to be very honest, right? Like I would like to show you. Okay, this is CCNA folder. This is my drive. CCNA all, and you can see CWNA folder. And if you see about here, what about the changes here? This is slide, and yes, this is CWNA book. So I would like to show you what the we have in this book, and let's see how many lessons we have, right? After the acknowledgement, you can see approximately 20 lessons. This is CWNA 106. CWNA 106, and you can see we have how many lessons? Chapter 1 to chapter 20, right? Chapter 1 to chapter 20. You can see the subject, you can see the content here. Channel number 4 is for radio frequency, but in new CWNA, which is your CWNA 107, contain only 13 lessons, right? The CWNA 106 has how many lessons? 20 lessons, but CWNA 107 has only how many lessons? 13 lessons only. They squeeze the course. They do not quit any technology. Actually, they squeeze the course very gently, right? From 20 lessons to 13 lessons, right? But I have a new update for you guys. What about the new version? The new version is coming on September 2020. CWNA, right? 108. CWNA 108 will be available in September 2020. Right, sir? Okay. So basically, this is, you can say this is the right start for you guys with a certified wireless network administration certification. Actually, it is the base certification, I can say, for enterprise Wi-Fi, right, sir? Enterprise Wi-Fi. So if you want to handle, if you want to be a network engineer, and if you want to handle wireless environment in your organization, if you want to enhance your knowledge, exactly what is access point, how many access point we have, what is the wireless technologies, what is the meaning of radio frequency, what is the antenna concept we have, what is the meaning of RSSI, what is the security parameters, what about the frames, right, of wireless. I think this course is good for you guys, right? The CWNA certification, this certification is a foundational level wireless local area network certification. Remember guys, this certification is a foundational level wireless local area network certification guide, right? Right, what you have to do, you have to take this examination using Pearson VV testing center with 70% or higher, right? With 70% or higher, right? So if you want this certification, this course is actually a 5 days course, right? This course, which is going to tell you multiple things about the wireless. You know what is the best thing about CWNA? The CWNA is not going to teach you about Cisco, because the Cisco is a big manufacturing company. They have their own access point, they have their own routers, they have their own switches, they have their own firewalls, right? They have their own wireless controller also. But CWNA is not going to discuss about the technology which is related to Cisco. The CWNA is actually talk about only wireless. Only wireless. I mean, there is no partiality from CWNA that I'm going to discuss about Aruba, that I'm going to discuss about Ruckus, that I'm going to discuss about Huawei, right? No. You will get information about only wireless from A to Z, right, sir? From A to Z. I will show you. Let's take an example here, right? Let's take an example about lesson 1. See, this is actually the lesson 1. This is just an example to show you guys. In lesson 1, what you going to learn? You are going to learn WLAN and networking industry organization. I would like to show you these are actually the organization which is Wi-Fi related. So if you want to do this course, you will definitely get information about Wi-Fi related organization. The 4 primary organization involved in setting the rules and regulation for WLAN. Right, sir? What I said, setting the rules and regulation for WLAN. So these organization is responsible for settings, the rules and regulation for WLAN, wireless local area network. Right? The first you have Internet Engineering Task Force, local regulatory agencies which is FCC for North America, Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineering you have, and you have a Wi-Fi Alliance also. Right, so this is actually the first here. Why the CWNA always try to teach their students from the scratch, from the base. Right, first you have to understand how many Wi-Fi related organizations we have in industry. Right, sir? How many Wi-Fi related organizations we have in our, right, in this world actually. So we have 4 industry. So you can see here we have IETF. What is the responsibility of IETF? IETF is an international standard organization for the internet. Everyone understands this. IETF actually manages the creation of internet standard through a standard process. Right? If you are routing switching guys, might be there are so many guys who are routing switching. Right? So OSPF, if you talk about the OSPF, let's take an example, the OSPF, right? Why the IETF launched the OSPF to overcome the problem associated with the RIP protocol, right or not? So this is actually the IETF. IETF created an OSPF. The IETF managed the creation of internet standard through a standard process, right, sir? So basically, all here, all of the organization is basically for setting the rules and regulations, right? You can see the goal is to improve internet functionality, right, sir? And we have regional regulatory organizations which play incredibly important role in wireless communication, right? You can see the third one. These are the regulatory authorities. We have FCC and other regulatory authorities. If you talk about the India, we also have a TRI. If you talk about India, we have a TRI Wi-Fi regulatory authorities, right? So they are actually responsible for setting the rules or laws in each regulatory domain. Regulatory domain means maybe a country or district or other regional boundary, right? Okay, I hope everyone understand. So regulatory authorities dictate how wireless devices may and may not be used, because you are not allowed to breach, the rules and regulation of your regulatory authorities, right, sir? So let's take an example here in your country. Let's say we are from India and some other guys also from, some other country. They also have their own regulatory domain. They have their own standards, right? So regulatory authorities actually include the available frequencies, maximum transmit power levels, and the communication system certification process, right? Right, sir? So I hope everyone understands the IETF. We have IETF for, for process of development and feedback by the internet community. So this is actually, the agenda of CWNA to teach you guys from the scratch, right? From the scratch. I mean, the CWNA is going to teach you main areas, right? Where the network engineer feel uncomfortable. The main area which is covered by CWNA is radio frequency technologies, antenna concepts, wireless local area network hardware and software, network design, installations and management, wireless standards and organizations, 802.11 network architecture, troubleshooting, site survey. So basically, you will find a lots of information in this course. If you are still thinking like, okay, I think I have to move to the wireless, this is the best course to enhance your knowledge in CWN. Actually, the CWNA is going to show you, right? These are actually the standards we have. As I told you, the first lesson is completely related to the organization which actually set the rules and regulation for the wireless local area network. The second we have in this certification, you can see the second we have radio frequency characteristic and behaviors, right? In first lesson you are going to learn, about guys, about industries, right? About industry, how many industries we have, the regulatory authorities, the rules and regulation of the Wi-Fi. You do not allow to breach any rules and regulations, right? So second lesson is going to teach you about the radio frequency characteristic and behaviors. Right. Someone says what is the meaning of frequencies, right? And how to explain actually the frequency. The frequency explanation is very simple. How often a signal is seen is a frequency. How often a signal is seen is actually a frequency. That's it. Right? Now you can see here we have electromagnetic spectrum. As you see my board, right, we have electromagnetic spectrum, and second lesson is going to teach you about electromagnetic spectrum, about attenuations, right, about reflections, about refractions, about some free path loss and all. So this chapter in CWNA is going to teach you about electromagnetic spectrum, and you can see here, right. And this lesson is also going to teach you about the low frequency and high frequency, and also the wavelength, right, and amplitude. So basic is very important. If you want to build your knowledge in wireless, definitely you have to do this course, to be very honest, right? This course is going to enhance your knowledge. And you can see the electromagnetic spectrum is the complete range of electromagnetic radiation. This is actually the complete range of electromagnetic radiations. In this, you can find out AM radios. In this CWNA courses, you will find what is AM radio, what is FM radios, what is Wi-Fi, what is radar, and what is light bulbs. Light bulb is also, right? Light bulb is also responsible. So as the spectrum is reference from radio to gamma rays, you can see on the board, right, from radios to gamma rays. I'm talking about this point. You can see here, this is the point I'm talking about. So if you talk about this point to this point, right, from here to here, you can see here, this is the arrow from here to here. So you can see here, right, The spectrum is a reference from radio to gamma rays, right, sir? The wavelength becomes shorter and the frequency become higher. And you can see here, this is the wavelength. A gap, you can say, between two upper peaks. These are actually the wavelength. So if the wavelength becomes shorter, you have a higher frequency, and you can see here, this is the big wavelength between two upper peak or between two upper crosses, actually known as what? It's what? Low frequency, right, sir? So here you can see here the high frequency, and you can see here we have what? The low frequency. So in this chapter, in CWNA, actually the CWNA is going to teach you about waves, about wavelength. I'm talking about this. This is actually the wavelength. Average physical wavelength at 2.4 gigahertz frequency, because we know in our industry we are allowed to use only two frequencies, 2.4 gigahertz frequency and 5 gigahertz frequency, right? Right. So basically the gap between two upper crests, you can see known as what? The wavelength, right? So wavelength. So wavelength is the distance traversed during, right, one cycle. And you can see here, this is actually one cycle of the signal, and this is actually the distance. So this distance is going to teach you, right, which frequency is the lower frequency and which frequency is actually the higher frequency. And in this lesson, you're also going to learn what is actually the wavelength calculation, right? You can see the scale, and you can see here 2.4 gigahertz frequency, the wavelength. You can see this is actually the length is very high, and this length is very short. So this is your 5 gigahertz is actually high frequency, and 2.4 gigahertz is actually what? Low frequency. This lesson is fantastic to make your base strong in wireless. If you want to go Cisco, you will get the same information. If you want to go Huawei, you will get the same information. But those courses are vendor specific, right? Those courses are only vendor specific. If you want to go Cisco, the Cisco is going to teach you 2504, 5500 WLCs and their lightweighted and autonomous access point. They are going to teach you about Cisco Prime infrastructure. They are going to teach you about Cisco linear technology. So might be there's some partiality. Partiality means that if you see, the Cisco is also teaching the same course. The Huawei is also teaching the same course. If you go with Aruba, if you go with Rutgers, they have their own courses, right? They have their own courses, guys. But CWNA, why the CWNA is best? Because the CWNA is not going to teach you about any vendor. The CWNA is going to teach you about only wireless technology. That's it. As a trainer, I told you I taught thousands of batches, and I asked thousands of questions. Why CWNA? Why not vendor specific? Because and I got reply always. I always get reply from the student. They say, "Sir, we are here to learn only the Wi-Fi technologies, the Wi-Fi terms and terminologies, and also what is wavelength." And you can see here the next page. I would like to show you guys what is frequencies, what is wavelength, right? What is amplitude? You can see frequency, wavelength, amplitude. What is the meaning of radio frequency gain? What is the meaning of loss here? Frequency attenuation, I told you. And this is reflection, refraction, diffractions. So actually they want to learn only the wireless technology. They are not going to learn like some vendor specific courses. You have a data sheet. Go Google and find out the data sheet of Aruba devices, Rutgers devices, Huawei devices. You will find, right? You will find. But CWNA, which is an open standard organization, only teach you the wireless, is going to teach you what is basically the meaning of reflection. This is the best course to enhance your knowledge. After this course, you can move anywhere because you already had information about the wireless technology, right? You can mention in your resume, okay, I know the wireless technology. The interviewer is always going to ask you what is the difference between the reflection and amplitude. What is the radiation pattern H plane and E plane? How many antennas we have? You can say we have what? The omnidirectional antenna and directional antennas. We have two antennas only, right? So these are actually the question. No one is going to teach you, okay, what is the difference between the Cisco devices and Huawei devices. Everyone need a person who has a very good information about wireless, right? So these, after this multi-path RF propagation, free path loss, you can see the third chapter in CWNA. The CWNA is actually going to teach you about the RF mathematics, the RF mathematics and measurement. Definitely, this is also very important. You know why? Because if someone wants to know, I have 46 dB. Let's take an example. I'm going to write here. Let's say I have 46 dB. This is your 46 dB, right? Decibel. I hope everyone understands the dB stand for decibel. And I would like to know the milliwatt, right? I would like to know what? The milliwatt. How much milliwatt I have if I have 46 dB, if I have 30 dB, if I have 27 dB. These mathematics are very important, and these mathematics actually going to teach you what is the meaning of decibel, what is the meaning of dBi. I stand for isotropic. It is actually a theoretical point. DBD, this is called dipole antenna. The last D is actually for dipole. So, uh, you know, uh, every vendors try to teach you this, but not in detail like CWNA. The CWNA has a good explanation about all the relative units. You can see here on my boards all the relative units. Because those relative, you know why? Because those units we use in a wireless technologies, right? In a wireless technology. So CWNA, I can say, will teach you a lot of things. So first thing you must understand is the basic terminology used in radio frequency signal strength measurement, right? You think you can understand like what is the term like watt, what is milliwatt, and what is dB must be understood. So once you have mastered the basic, level, once you master the basic, it's time to move on to specific RF calculation. See how beautiful the pattern of CWNA. First, you have to take understanding of industries, IETF, IEEE, FCC, and Wi-Fi alliances. This particular topic is going to tell you, right, in 1997, we launched the first standard of wireless. To 2020, we have 1,000 of standards now in a wireless industry, right? So that particular lesson is going to teach you about standards, about certification, about interoperability. The second lesson, RF radio frequencies, right, is going to teach you about all the basic things. I can say very necessary things about the wireless concept. What is frequencies? What is wavelength? What is amplitude? What is loss? What is attenuation and all? Once you get all the information, right? Once you have mastered the basic, it's time to move on to a specific RF calculation, right? So, so basically, we know what is the meaning of watt here. The watt is a basic unit of power. Everyone understand. Everyone has the watt at their home, right? So, but we have the wireless LAN do not need a tremendous amount of power to transmit a signal over an acceptable distance. We do not need a watt to transmit our signal, right or not? A 7-watt light bulb, right, from more than 50 miles you can see away, you can see in night. Definitely, it is my promise to you. If you are standing on the mountain other side, if there is a gap of 50 miles, you can see a 7-watt light bulb, right? So, but antenna do not need much power, to be very honest. So we have to depend on the unit which is called decibel. So this chapter is again so important, right, about RF mathematics. You can see here we have such good formulas. These are actually the formulas, which is very important. Change of radio frequency power, dBi and dBd. You can see this is called radiation pattern. The rule of 10 and the rule of 3. 10 means 10 into 10 times, 3 means 2 times. This is what multiply. Conversion chart also, RF math activities, right? Those are actually received signal strength indicator. This is so good. I will show you. I would like to open, here the protocol analyzer, which is known as Insider. You can see, you can follow my mouse, and you can see here I'm opening the Insider. Right? We have thousands of application in a market. Which application you want to use? It's all up to you guys, right? It's all up to you. So let's say this is insider. How much the signal strength I'm getting? This is me. You can see this is the SSID section, right? This one is actually SSID, right? This one. You can find my arrow. This is my SSID. I'm using 2.4 gigahertz frequency, right? And this value is actually known as, you can see the green circle, 50 is known as RSSI, Received Signal Strength Indicator, right? This is so good information, to be very honest. You have to concentrate on RSSI, you have to concentrate on SNR, signal to noise ratio. Because in organizations, some users, complaining that I'm receiving a bad connectivity, I'm receiving, I'm not able to download or I'm not able to upload, things. So receive signal strength indicator is a vendor specific measurement of signal strength, right? Sometimes received signal are measured in received signal strength indicator, which is called RSSI value, right? So this value actually tell you the strength and the quality of a radio frequency signal, right? Right, sir? The radio frequency signal is being received by the antennas. So I'm very happy because this is the great value. So I know the value. So I'm very happy if I'm getting 49, if I'm getting 50. I'm able to upload and I'm able to download properly. I would like to show you, right, the network connectivity, right? Here I can say Google and you can type, right, speed test. If you type speed test here, run speed test, and you can see this is my laptop. I'm talking to you right now, guys. I'm giving you the CWNA information, right? So testing download is basically how much signal strength I'm getting, right? So you can see right now I am getting 28, 29 megabits. Oh, the last is 31 and 32 megabits per second, right? I mean, for single laptop, it's so good. So Mbps download, and you can see the upload speed for single laptop. It's so good information. So what I have actually, so someone is complaining in your organization, I'm not getting a good connectivity, let's say. What you have to do, you have to find out the RSSI, the received signal strength indicator value, right? So the CWNA is going to teach you in depth about this, the received signal strength indicator. And these are actually the grade values. I'm talking about this grade value, this one, this grade value, this one. So it's all depend on the vendors. Actually, the Cisco is using 0 to 100, right? The Cisco is using 0 to 100. The other vendors, they have their own values actually. So CWNA is going to teach you about, because receive signal strength indicator is very important, right, in CWNA. Please keep your mic on mute. Receiver sensitivity, I told you, sir. You can see the cell area. This is actually called the cell area. The cell area of an access point. You will see here. We have how well the radio frequency device can hear. Right. This is called receiving sensitivity. If you are sitting here, let's take an example. If you are sitting at the cell area, you are here. Follow my mouse. You are here. This is your laptop. You're not definitely you're not getting good connectivity. Yes, sir. Right, so you're not getting a good connectivity. Definitely. So how to troubleshoot things? I will show you how to troubleshoot the thing. The CWNA is going to teach you one more thing, which is very important. If you go to CMD, the command prompt, right? This is command prompt. Right click, run as administrator. Uh, right, whatever I am showing you, I learned from the CWNA, to be very honest. And then you have a command, netsh wlan show interface. If you execute this command, you will see my signal quality, 99%. Super, right? I'm connecting with this is the BSS ID. The BSS ID is actually the access point MAC address. This is the access point MAC address. My MAC and my access point is, I'm receiving 99% signal. Oh, I'm so happy. Right. So actually, I learn a lot from the CWNA. The CWNA is going to teach you some basic things, right? How to troubleshoot the thing, how to check how much connectivity you are getting from your network devices, your nearest devices, right? Right, guys? So good. And definitely, there are so many online, and after getting the art of mathematic information, my dear students, you are going to learn about radio frequency antennas, which is very important. Right, which is so important. Antenna concept is going to teach you actually the polarization. The polarization is actually the structure of antennas and the radiation pattern, which is so important. If you go to the shop and if you order, let's say you are going to shop and you say, okay, can I have one antenna? And definitely the shopkeeper wants to know how much power. You can say 6 dB antenna or 10 dB antenna, right? The shopkeeper will give you one more thing inside the box, which is called radiation pattern. How your antenna radiate, it's all depends on the pattern. So in radio frequency, it's very easy to understand how many antenna types we have. We have patch antenna, we have patch array antenna, we have Yagi antenna, we have sectorized antenna, we have omni, we have dual band dipole antenna, right? I mean, to memorize all those names is very easy, but concept, the CWNA is actually going to teach you what the concept about, right? RF antenna, the radio frequencies antennas, right? You can see here, these are the antennas, right? Which is going to teach you about So actually, access point contain radios. Everyone understand that are RF what transmitter and generator WLAN signals, right? The transmission steps are follows if you're using the if you're using let's take an example. If you're using an antenna, received data to be transmitted. Even your laptop is also containing the internal radio and WLAN NIC. You also have a small chip inside the laptop which is acting as an antenna, because your laptop is also receiving the signals from the nearest AP and also sending the request to the nearest AP, right? So antennas are everywhere. The shapes are different. It's all different on the manufacturers actually, right? But what is the purpose? The purpose is only to emit a radio signals and to receive the radio signals. That's it, right? But the pattern are very important. You can see this is the antenna function, which is CWN is going to teach you, right? The electromagnetic radiations also. I told you, sir, we have two radiation pattern. You can see at the bottom, you will find your two pattern here, which is called E plane, which is your side view, and H plane, which is your top view, right? E plane, magnetic field, and H plane. Sorry, magnetic field is actually H plane, and electric field is basically the E plane. So, first, why we personally recommend this course? Because this course, I repeat again, is not bind to a specific vendor. This is the open standard information about wireless, right, sir? So polarization, which is a structure of an antenna, this is also taught by CWNA. Isotropic, this is very good information. This is the perfect antenna which energy is radiated equally in all directions. Go outside and see the sun. Go outside and see the sun. The sun is also isotropic because the sun radiates his energy equally in all directions. The sun is also isotropic. So you can think antenna is an isotropic, means the antenna try to give or try to radiate their signals right equally in all directions. Right? So this is the theoretical part actually. Right? You can see there are so many information. This is my writing actually. And azimuth elevation antenna chart details, you can see here, this is actually the structure. This is actually the structure. You can see here, this is 360 degrees, and you can see the antenna epic point. I would like to show you with the black color. You can follow the black color. This is actually the epic point, and this antenna cover most of the area this side only, and you can see the degree here. And you have a lobe, some radiation this way and some radiation this way, but most of the radiation this way, right? This is actually the chart. This is actually called the radiation pattern, how your antenna radiate, right, their energy or their signals. So this is also taught by the CWNA. Right, guys? Yeah. How to check access point on signal strength? How long the user is connected? Okay. See, Mr. Ramesh Kumar, it is all based on the new Cisco set. Let me know what is the difference between old and new version. Mr. Ramesh, very good question. What is the see? First of all, Mr. Ramesh, I would like to tell you we are not here to discuss about Cisco. This is not a Cisco certification. First of all, right? This is not a Cisco certification. This course is not belongs to Cisco because we are here not to discuss. If you talk about the same pattern in Cisco, what you have to do, you have to go on CCNA, right? CCNA all, this is my folder, and you can see this is Cisco. This is actually Cisco. If you open the Cisco official curriculum, I would like to show you this is actually Cisco. But here we are talking about, right, the open standard. Right, this is Cisco. You can see here the implementing Cisco wireless network fundamentals. We are also discussing the fundamentals, but CWNA fundamentals, right? Okay. The CWNA fundamental is not going to teach you about Cisco eyes. It's not going to teach you about Cisco prime infrastructure. It's not going to teach you about Cisco clean air. It's not going to teach you about the Flex Connect concept, the HREAP concept, which is Cisco, right? The CWNA is actually the original course to enhance your knowledge in a wireless, what exactly the wireless is. Right, Mr. Ramesh? And Ramesh, how to take an access point on signal strength? Actually, it's all depend on the transmit power,
Hello,
Mr.
sir.
Ramesh. Yes, sir. This is actually all depends. See, I am Mr. Ramesh. I will give you one example. I'm also right using the Wi-Fi right now. You can see the insider, which is so good information. This is Tomer House. You can see this is my SSID. Actually, you can see the star here. This is my SSID, and I'm connecting with the MAC address. You can see EE. Follow my mouse. EE08. This is my access point. My access point. I'm receiving the signal quality 45. And you can see on the right side, please follow my mouse, signal quality is 45 dBm, which is the decibel milliwatt. I am so happy, to be very honest, if I'm receiving 45, 47, 50, so good. You know why? I will show you. Because this is your question, so it's my responsibility to give you an answer. Let's open one more.
Just
Yes,
just wanted to know how long user is connected. Can we check with our system?
Okay, you mean to say how long? Okay, it depends again on the TPC, sir. If you enable, let's take an example. Go to the WLC, open your access point, find out the TPC, and you have to mark your TPC first. The first is actually higher. The first is actually what higher? The higher transmit power from the access point. So it will cover approximately 100 meters, right? Now let's say I will show you in my second PPT. Let's say 28 number page and find out single propagation. Koenig. Oh, sorry. Frequency, free path loss, attenuation, signal propagation. And very soon, see, this is actually the grade value, what I'm discussing here. This is actually the grade value. What I'm saying, example, you can see here, the RSSI of 65 is better than 85. So what I say, a good signal would be 50. So if I'm raising 45, if I'm receiving 47, the dBm decibel milliwatt, or you can say the signal strength for my nearest AP, I am so good. Because reasonable would be 75, bad one would be 90. I will also show you the bad one. You can open one more time the inside, and then you can see here, I have Atul. Right, I don't know who is this guy because my access point is scanning the Atul also. Might be the Atul is my neighbor or one hop away, you can say. Right, I'm receiving 88. If I want to connect, right, my laptop with 88, I am not able to download, I'm not able to upload anything from my laptop because the signal strength 88 means not reasonable. Right, not reasonable. So this is actually the concept of RSSI, right, in CWNA. To be very honest, the CWNA is going to teach you RSSI in a very good way. In a very good way. So these are actually the antennas you have. The radiation pattern is very important. You can see here the radiation pattern. You can see the globe. Follow my mouse. This is your isotropic, but when you are using this one, right? This is dual band antenna. You will get the coverage horizontal like this in high gain and horizontal like this in a low gain antenna. Mean the possibility of dual band dipole antenna is to cover all 360 degrees. Let's take an example, the conference room. You are not going to cover the long corridor. If you want to cover the long corridor, definitely have to install the directional antenna, right? So this is all about, I can say about CWNA. The CWNA is also going to teach you about, let's take an example. I will teach you this one. Physical and network types, which is 802.11 frequencies. How many frequencies we have? What is the meaning of high throughput? He's talking about 802.11n standard. If you're talking about HT, you're talking about 802.11n standard. If you're talking about VHT, you're talking about very high throughput, or you're talking about 802.11 AC. Right. I mean, this is a 2.4 gigahertz channel, 5 gigahertz channel, right? I will show you. This is so good information. What about the overlapping channels we have? The ACI. Actually, we have two type of interferences in Wi-Fi, which is known as ACI and CCI. The CWNA is going to teach you what is the difference between ACI and CCI, right? The adjacent channel interferences and co-channel interferences. Adjacent channel interferences and co-channel interferences is basically the interferences we have in our Wi-Fi, right? I hope everyone understand. So you can write also that how much topics we have in this course. We have lots of. I'm so sorry. We have lots of. Let me show you one more time. CCNA and CWNA. These are actually the course objectives we have. CWNA 107. This one. Oh, I'm so sorry. Right. So radio frequency technologies, which is cover 15% in examination. WLAN regulation and standard, which is 10% in examination. WLAN protocol and devices, which is 20%. I think you guys have to concentrate on WLAN protocols and devices, and WLAN network architectures also. WLAN network security, I mean, he's talking about the PSK, right? The PSK means WPA2 personal and WPA2 enterprises, right? And also talk about the web authentication. RF validation is also there. Radio frequency validation is also there, right? And WLAN troubleshooting, like DNS troubleshooting, like DHCP troubleshooting, like VLAN troubleshooting also, which is included in wireless architecture. So these are the material knowledge domain, I can say, and you can see the percentage here. So I can say a very good information from CWNA. No one is going to give you a very good, a very strong base about wireless except CWNA. Because I have, see, to be very honest, I have an experience about Huawei also. I have an experience about the Cisco one. So the Cisco wireless, right? And I deliver, right, multiple trainings everywhere. The CWNA is actually the best we have. Hello. Can you please keep your mic on mute? Hello. Right, sir? So these are the topics that you are going to learn in CWNA. So if you want to enhance, you can see a beautiful information. So good information about wireless. First lesson, radio frequency and technologies is going to teach you, which is a 15% as per the exam. You can see CWNA 107 exam objectives. So definitely in this course, you're going to learn radio frequency. Yes, sir. One more question. Yes. So this is actually the radio frequency technology which cover 15%, and I already told you, sir. Multi-path and radio frequency interferences, reflection, refraction, diffraction, scattering information in this. What about absorption? Because we have some materials in industry who absorb signal, who basically degrade the quality of wireless signal. You're going to learn here. Modulation also. Modulation, I hope everyone understands the Bluetooth. I'm just giving an example. The Bluetooth is also using FHS as the frequency hopping, spreading spectrum in Bluetooth. And the second we have here, the basic of RF mathematics. RF signal characteristic related to antennas. The radiation pattern is also very important. You can see the isotropic, passive gain and active gain is also there, right? Passive gain and active gain is also there. Polarization is actually the structure of an antenna, right? I mean, MIMO also. To be very honest, the MIMO also, the multiple input, multiple output. If you are using a cell phone, let's take an example, Apple XS and Apple XE phones. You will see the data sheet. You will see the box. When you unbox your Apple, you will see the wireless information over there. Right, the wireless information is written like this: 454. Let's say this is the 4x4, or sometime it is written by 3x3 MIMO. Means 4 antenna for receiving and 4 antenna is for transmitting. 3 antenna is for receiving and 3 antenna is for transmitting. Right. So if you want to check, right, the multiple input, multiple output, the antenna condition in your cell phone, you can find out. So right now, every cell phone, the latest technology, expensive cell phone is a 4x4 MIMO. So you will get lots of information. Let's proceed ahead, and you will see the RF antennas again. How you mount your antenna on your wall, the ceiling mount antenna, right? Amplifier, lightning arrestors. The lightning arrestors is also in an aircraft, because aircraft can fly, right, all 360 days, all 365 days in a year, in every season, rainy season, winter season. They need a lightning arrestors. If you want to see, I will show you. You have to type what, right? Lightning arrestor. Oh, sorry. Aircraft. So lightning arrestor is also in aircraft. If you see the images, right, you can see here, you can see this thunder strike everywhere because we fly. The lightning arrestor is also, see, this is lightning arrestor. So everyone can be installing the lightning arrestors in aircraft. Lightning strike protection, inspection and repair. Right. So same here, same. If you see the antennas, let's say what kind of antenna I'm talking about, the wireless mast. Wireless mast I'm talking about. If you see the mast is also containing what? The lightning arrestors, because the height of the mast is so big, and the lightning strike, or I can say burn your antenna. So these are the sectorized antenna. You can follow my mouse. This is sectorized antenna. These antennas are omnidirectional antennas. You can see here. So might be on the bad season, right? Let's say the rainy season, thunderstorm season, lightning seasons will destroy your antenna. So we need what? Definitely the lightning arrestors right everywhere. So this is so good information in CWNA. And more thing about, see, this is the organization we already discussed about. What is the role? What is the responsibility of those organizations all over the world? Are we going to breach the policy? No, sir. We are not going to breach the policy, right? The standard of, see, I will show you one more thing about Wi-Fi Alliances. The Wi-Fi Alliance is actually a non-profit organization, right? A non-profit organization. I will show you here. This is called Wi-Fi Alliance. Wi-Fi Alliance is actually, you can see this is non-profit organization that promote Wi-Fi technology and certify what? Wi-Fi. Right. This organization actually launched one more security, which is known as Wi-Fi Protected Access 3. Everyone is using 2 now, right? If you open MSTSC, give me a chance, 1 minute, guys. If you open MSTSC, this is my machine actually, right? Give me 1 minute to open this machine. Okay, password. Great. I hope you're everyone able to share my see my screen. So this is my controller. You can see here this is a graphical user interface here. And do we have? Okay, we do not have actually the wireless here. So this is the. Let me take. Okay. So sorry, someone is using this, so it's okay. I mean, Wi-Fi alliances is actually WPA2, WPA3 here, the new launch. See, this is WPA3 trademark. Is the next generation of Wi-Fi security and provide what the cutting edge. See, no one is using right now. The Wi-Fi alliances is basically send message, or I can say broadcast message all over the world. Right now, stop using WPA2 enterprises because WPA3 enterprises, which is 802.18, is launched with some new encryption, right? With some key established authentication and robust management, right or not? And what are the enhancement? You can see here, this is PSK, the personal, right, sir? This is WPA3 and WPA3 enterprises and all the devices. Nowadays, every vendor is manufacturing their devices with the new security, which is called WPA3 and WPA3 enterprises. So you will get lots of information, and you cannot find Cisco here. You cannot find Cambium. You cannot find Huawei. You cannot find Ruckus or Aruba here. It's only about Wi-Fi. So you can see here the 3.2. What are the frames? Actually, we have a three types of frames. If you want to capture the frame, you need a Microsoft Network Monitor 3.4. This is again like a Wireshark. I can say, okay, how many frames we have. I have to select the Wi-Fi here. This is my Wi-Fi. Then I have to say, okay, new capture, right? And then capture settings. I have to select Wi-Fi again, properties, scanning options, right? Under the scanning options, what I have to do, switch to monitor mode, and then so start here. So this is actually start scanning. I hope everyone is listening. You can see I have the receive signal strength indicator values. I have the control packet, this packet, and I have the management beacons here. You can see the first packet, the management beacons I have here. So he's talking about, actually the PDF is talking about the beacon frame. So how you capture the beacon frames, what inside the beacon frames, what you have to do, you have to install this network monitor 3.4, open this Wi-Fi packet, which is a management beacon, which is RSSI 85 dBm and the rate also. And what about the SSID? The SSID is PWD. And where is PWD? Let me find, this is PWD. See, PWD 534203, and you can see the same information I have, right? Right, this is 5342. And this is actually the beacons packet, actually they carry SSID information and the channel information also. Go to that and you can see, yes, the information is true. And you please follow my mouse and you can see the channel number is 1, which is 2.4 gigahertz frequency, right? So I mean, so CWNA is going to teach you lots of things about Wireshark, lots of. So I personally suggest, as a good friend, do not think I'm a trainer, as a good friend, if you want to enhance your knowledge in wireless, if you're thinking to make your career in wireless, if you want to specialize in wireless, trust me, you have to do CWNA first. Okay, if you directly jump to Cisco to learn, you have to learn vendor specific technologies like 3850, 3650 switches. The Cisco is actually going to teach you wonderful things, I can say, but incomplete. Let's say Cisco switch 38, right? I think 3850. This is the Cisco is going to teach you, okay, we have the converged access. Actually, this is known as converged access. The converged access has, beautiful thing. He's what? 802.11 AC and multi-gig 10 Gbps network also means a single switch. This single switch is Wi-Fi and wired capable. This switch will give you wired and wireless what together. You can see I'm highlighting the sentence. So Cisco is going to teach you this because Cisco is actually, teaching about its own technologies. So he's going to teach you, okay, go and do work on 3850. You will get wired and wireless access point on a single stack. You can see this is a huge switch, right? But if you talk about the CWN, the CWN is only going to teach about wireless, not the devices, to be very honest. Not 3850, not 7000, not 5700, no. Only the wireless. So if you want to make your skill, let's say if you want to enhance your knowledge, definitely you have to do your CWNA. Right, guys? I hope everyone understand. Everyone, now you can write on chat if yeah, guys, you can write something on chat if you want to know something, because this is just an explanation of CWN, and I hope everyone understand. Now the CWN is all I can say engineer choices, to enhance the knowledge of wireless. You can see hotspot. I mean, who is using the wireless right now? Corporate enterprises. You can see small office and home offices, mobile offices, education, school, classroom. Everyone is using, even in industry, even in healthcare, hospitality, right? Law enforcement also. Everyone is using what? Hey, what is the difference between WPA2 and enterprise WPA3? Then WPA2 actually is the old security method we always use, right, in our SSID, right? So whatever. If, for example, let's say if you want to create one SSID, Mr. Ramesh, what you have to do, you have to open WLC, navigate the WLAN tab. Below the WLAN tab, there is a create new options. What do you have to do? Click on go, create your SSID. But after creating an SSID, what is the security parameter? That is the question, right? Now your SSID, let's say you create SSID Mr. Ramesh, and the name of the SSID is Ramesh, right? SSID name is Ramesh. Let's take an example. But what about the security parameter? Are you going to configure your SSID with WPA2 personal, which is your pre-shared key, or you want your SSID to be configured in WPA2 enterprise, which is 802.1x authentication, or you want to configure your SSID with layer 3 authentication, which is called web authentication. It's all up to you, sir. Because your question is, what is the difference? The WPA3 is the latest security mechanism which we are going to use in a wireless environment. Right, sir? Mr. Ramesh? Mr. Ramesh, I would like to show you one more time here, because your question is very genuine, right? So, Wi-Fi, you can type, I'm so sorry, Wi-Fi Alliance WPA3. Now, I would like to show you WPA3 here. This is the new one. And I told you, sir, this is the new launch security and official notification by Wi-Fi Alliances to change it. You see, what is this? It's the next generation Wi-Fi security. Next generation means nowadays, after 2020, or I can say the last 2020, every vendor is going to use now Wi-Fi certified WPA3. No one is going to use WC. This is Open Wi-Fi Network, right, sir? This is the new one we have. WPA3, right, which is the WPA3 personal. See, actually WPA3 which retains interoperability with WPA2 devices and is a mandatory certification for Wi-Fi certified devices. This is mandatory for all the devices right now to enhance. What is the enhancement? Because you want to know, Mr. Ramesh, this is natural password selection, ease of use, and forward secrecy is the new one. So WPA personal brings a better protection to individual user, which is not provided by the WPA2. If you have WLC right now, open your WLC, navigate the WLAN tab, and you can see on a drop box you are allowed to configure WPA2, right? But this is the official notification already broadcast all over the world to the vendors. Kindly change, right? Or I can say enhanced, right? Your security from WPA2 to WPA3, right? So everyone is doing. I will show you one more example here, right? Everyone understand this company, Qualcomm, right? WPA3. This is the first organization in industry which is using WPA3 now. The full you can see portfolio with the WPA3. This is the first industry who already converted their equipments with the WPA3. You have to read this website, then you will understand. If you not, you can see here WPA with a full portfolio to product support advanced security protocol like WPA3. So Qualcomm is already right proceed to use WPA3. So overall, in this course on CWNA, you have lots of information. I can say lots of information. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Ramesh. So let's say what is the data, what is voice, what is video, what is airtime, what is band steering, what about the hotspot, right? So these are actually super information, and you can see that determine the documents required network services supporting WLAN. You will also get information about the dynamic host configuration protocol, the DNS, NTP also, VLAN, radius information. Now you have an option. The CWNA is going to teach you. You have still an option for radius. What you want, a local authentication or the centralized authentication, right? You have an option, the centralized authentication, like you have centralized authentication server, access control list also, and so many information in CWNA. But my dear friends, if anyone wants to enhance or is thinking to move their career in wireless, CWNA is one of the best course to enhance your base. Because as my theory, I'm going to share my analogy with you guys. If you want to build first floor or second floor, your base should be strong. If the base is not strong, you're not allowed to make your first floor and second floor. So if you want the CCNP and CCIE in wireless, definitely you should increase your knowledge and you should make your base strong, right? So this is actually the information about CWNA from my side. So huge information you can see the WLAN security, which is WPE, and some security is actually isolated, absolute, and it is highly recommended that you can use WPE2, CCMP, yes. My laptop is also using the same. I would like to show you guys. Give me one more minute. The security parameter. So I already told you, and I want to tell you again. Whatever I have, I learned from show drivers. Let's take an example. You can see I'm using enterprises here, CCMP, and WPA2 personal CCMP also. This one. You can see this is infrastructure mode, and I have all the bands supported already. So my laptop is supported all the bands. I'm very happy. So if I move myself to my friend home or any other office, so if I'm getting B, my laptop is able to catch B. You can see the B1 first here, right? My laptop is able to catch everything 802.11b because my laptop is up to date. If I move to my, let's say, some campus and university, if the university is broadcasting G, my laptop is able to catch G, N, A, and AC. So I can say my laptop is able to send and receive all the radios, right? This is the best command to check, right, your laptop supported radios. The command is netsh WLAN show drivers. So I hope everyone enjoyed this session. This session is very straightforward, sir. Straightforward means about the wireless basic actually. So in radio frequency validation in front of you, you can see the coverage, the capacity, the throughput, the roaming, how many types of roaming we have. We have intra roaming, we have inter roaming, we have inter L3 roaming. So we have so many roamings actually in wireless environment. So you will definitely learn all the things in CWNA. So and I already told you, sir, guys, we have two type of interferences. You can see here, I'm highlighting here, ACI, which is called adjacent channel interferences and co-channel interferences, and definitely you will learn a lot in CWNA. right, guys? So thank you very much. Thanks for your time. Right. So the wireless actually start from the scratch and ends on the top level, topics, the top level topics. So this is overall your CWNA. So best of luck for your future. Stay safe. Stay home. Right. And think about CWNA if you want to make your career right in wireless. So this is my personal, I can say, Ranjit, thank you very much. This is my personal, experience, I can say, in wireless industry. Sandeep, thank you very much. In wireless industry, if you want to move, if you're looking, to move on a wireless, CWNA is fantastic. After CWNA, you will feel very comfortable in all the vendors, right? Because wireless concept is actually the same, but CWNA is not going to teach you about some vendor specific, right? So thank you very much again, all of you guys. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Sujit, just a minute, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure, please.
Sujit, Shishad is this side. Guys, thank you so much. I'm Shishad here from the Koenig Solutions. I look into the ILO operations and quality control. So before we could wind up the session, just wanted to take a small feedback from all of you. Just wanted to check how was the content of the webinar and has it reached your expectations, what you came up with, and hope all the questions which you've been asked, like it's been resolved by the Surjit. Please put your comments or like any feedback from your side.
Yes, sir. Fine, it is. No problem.
Thank you. Thank you, Venkatesh. Anyone
Hello.
else? Yes.
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Sandeep, I can hear you. Venkatesh, yes.